Hi, today we're going to talk about how to diversify your portfolio and hedge for risk, especially now that there are a lot of fears of recession. First of all, risk is inherent in any investments. Even the best possible advice from experience do not mean that everything is risk. Some of the assets are risk-free. In a recession, good performance are performance with long-term leases with accredited tenants. What does that mean? Buildings with a McDonald's, for example, a CVS, Walgreens, big brands, corporations that have a model of essential needs that does not really get impacted with recession. It will be able to pay rent. Rent is with an escalation clause is already pre-agreed on a very long-term lease. When you buy a building that has 20 years left with a CVS or a McDonald's, typically is not as impacted by recession. Now, it will be impacted by inflation. So kind of need to be careful there. However, right now, those buildings are already priced down for the inflation effect that we have had. So those are fairly safe investments to weather a recession. Another one, Section 8 houses. Section 8 pays always. Actually, there are at times a bit more funding where there are federal funding when we are in a difficult economic period, an economic cycle. That means buy a house at the distressed price during a recession and rent it to a Section 8. Now, you do need to know which markets have more demand and offer on Section 8. Definitely urban areas right now on gentrifying neighborhoods are definitely they're a great option for that. Private lenders, people like us, are doing great during the recession because as the capital freezes, we're one of the few that still lend. And so if we can increase rates, if we can be a little more picky or cherry pick our deals. So it is good, as I mentioned before, buy rentals really for the long term. So you want to go in a distressed neighborhood where it's difficult to sell a house. You want to buy a house now when there's maybe an area that's overbuilt or an area is not as attractive, but you think it's going to be up and coming, and you can get the best prices. There are very few buyers now. You rent it, and you wait for the recession to complete. Those are great investments. Just don't think of flipping it right away. Bounce and hot market. Now, what happens when the market is hot? When the market is hot, it's all about capacity expansion. So when you have demand that is more than what is available, you will have offices, restaurants, hotels. They're very time-consuming to build, permit, build in a customized way, building up the code before, if you have demand more than an offer, they're going to be booming. So towards the end of the recession, which to me is probably going to be towards the end of 2023, beginning of 2024, this is what you want to look into because they will be depreciated from the recession, and it will be next when there's a next capacity expansion. New home, very similar concepts when there are not enough home available in an area where the demand is over the supply. You will push the prices of the home far above the new construction price, making new homes a really good, valuable investment. Right now, unless you're going in an extremely high gentrifying area or special areas, I would stay away from new homes unless you have great experience. There are other short-term techniques like fix and flip on really good neighborhoods and on high demand. They do well on the recession. And really fix and flip goes best when you're not in a deep recession and you're not in a hot market, because in a deep recession, you have a risk when you sell. A hot market is very hard to buy. So right now, actually, the market is, while it's shifting, is still fairly balanced. It would be a good time. At any rate, you can make money fix and flipping in any market. In a recession market, you want to go into very high demand neighborhoods. In a hot market, you probably can go to a lower grade type of neighborhood, less demanding, less demand areas, as it's harder otherwise to get a deal. You can always wholesale, which is put a property in a contract and assign the contract. That works always. It is not tied to the, it's not really tied to the economic cycle. What you need to do, though, in a recession period, you need to really network with cash buyers, while in a hot market, you really need to hustle on motivated sellers. Call me anytime.